In this video, we are going to talk about removing mint. Everybody loves mint. Well, most of you love mint, but some of you have stuck it in the ground and you're having trouble with it now. And we have a very special guest over here that we're going to be talking to about how to remove mint. We've had a lot of conversation over at the Truth About Mint video. If you have not seen that, there you see there's a little icon right here on the screen that says look in the description for a link to that video. There will also be a link to that video at the end screen of this video, so you'll be able to just click on that and go straight there when you're done watching this to see how to remove mint. Some of you have made a mistake and put it in a place that grows prolifically. I've heard comments about someone that said, oh, I've had my mint in there for 25 years and it's spread about 15 feet. And I'm thinking, wow, well, they're way up north somewhere, so the cold kind of keeps it under control. Down here in Florida is quite a different story, so let's get right on to it. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Welcome to Bowtie Life. I'm Bowtie David, as seen by my name tag. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning member of the Bowtie Bunch, welcome back. We are here talking about mint once again. Now folks, thousands of you have watched our video about planting mint and how to care for mint, and I've had so many comments about how to get rid of mint if you've made the mistake of planting it in a bed. And we're looking at that today because it is a problem. Now, if y'all saw the punch planting video that I did, which you can see there's this icon over here, that means there's a link below. There will also be a link in the end screen to this video, to that video. It was a fun video. It was my way to give you an aggressive way to get your frustrations out over mint, because it is an aggressive plant and it can take it, folks. It really can. I literally punched this piece of mint into this pot right here. So go watch that after this is over if you wish. We're going to cover 3 methods to getting rid of mint. These are methods that actually work, though the person showing us the first method doesn't like some of the other stuff, and you can just kind of watch along with that because we had a lot of fun. This first method that we're going to talk about, we had a few of us out there. Y'all have all met Cousin No Tie Mark, and he is out there eventually, but the very important guest was Richard. I've mentioned Richard before. He's a very old gardener. He is a very interesting fellow. I hope we can get him on for more conversation because he has taught me so much about gardening. And if you have a person in your life you can learn about gardening from, I encourage you to find someone like that. It is such a blessing to have those kind of people in your life. And we're going to go over, and this is kind of a weird scene. It's not my usual. We're out by a busy street. There's air traffic. There is madness all around. But we're going to discuss one method. And this first method we're going to discuss is truly the method to getting rid of mint. And it is a very solid way, and it is the way I recommend. It does take a little work, and you'll see here what I'm talking about. Now, in that first video, we talked about some of the mint that I already have and how I always plant them in pots and advantages to having mint. They are numerous. Again, there's a link on the side of the screen that indicates there's a link down below. This is the other video that will be linked at the end screen of this video. So you'll be able to go watch that after this if you wish. However, over here, I just wanted to show you, first off, this is an established plant. It's growing long vines here that they're growing out, and I've actually trimmed it back pretty hard, and it does a really good job of coming right back. All the growth you see here is brand new for this season. It's over here for a reason, and I just wanted to illustrate this before we got into our first way to get rid of mint, and that is, this is the location I'm trying to grow my loofah in. Now, last year, when I planted loofah, 5 seeds were planted, 5 plants came up. This year, I'm having a little more trouble. Some of y'all know on the Bowtie Bunch about my loofah and the drama that we had last year. It was huge, but I was over here trying to plant my loofah seeds. I would plant a couple of seeds and I'd come back and they're dug up. And I'd come back and plant a couple more and they're dug up. Well, I moved this over here and suddenly there was no more digging going on. Now there's slugs eating my plants, so that's another problem. I need to put a beer trap in here to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. Temporarily, I have this on there as a moisture dome just to get it to germinate. I'm actually having trouble growing loofah this year. Unbelievable. So this first segment of video, it's about 20 minutes long, and I encourage you to use the chapters if you wish. There will be red letters at the bottom of the screen that shows where the next point starts within the video. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, please by all means make it your viewing event, make it yours, and I have no problem with that. If you want to watch it all the way through, we did have a lot of fun recording this and making a lot of laughs as we go along. So go through here, through this first one, this next 20 minutes, enjoy yourself, enjoy the watch, or just skip through to the chapter points within the next 20 minutes. After this segment, we're gonna go back to another place in the garden and we will discuss the other ways to get rid of mint. Remember, there's 3. Here comes the first one. Let's get on over to the garden. So we have right here my good friend, Richard. I've mentioned him several times in videos, and I'm very glad to have him on video today. We're talking about getting rid of this mint. And what are you doing exactly, Richard?
David, we're trying to remedy a situation that has developed. We got our...
Did you say situation or nightmare?
Nightmare is a good term. Let's call it what it is. This is a remedy that we are working on. We had a mint bed that got out of control, and you can see how it's developed. It came out of the planted bed. It's already migrated along this side. So this morning we're trying to remedy it by a double dig process that we use in our garden a lot. So I'll go ahead and do some actual double digging, and if you have any questions, let us know.
So how deep do these roots go, do you think?
They go at least 6 to 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches. So that means you need to dig down at least 6 to 8 inches. Look at that, look at that. Now folks, that right there is why mint spreads. Look at all those roots shooting out on that thing. That's probably the best example I've seen. You do have a problem. Well, I get skewered if I'm standing out here not at least doing something.
Okay, what we're going to do is exactly what you're doing. We're going to go through these clods now, and we're going to shake all the dirt out. And you'll notice that we're getting some other roots too.
Yep.
In the process, so there's several benefits. We're getting all the mint, but we're getting the roots preparing for our spring planting in this bed.
And we are getting flowers delivered here. Is it this week or next?
This week.
This week. Every year we order from a nursery here. I say we. Richard and Luke over here order from a nursery. And Luke is around here somewhere. And cousin No Time Mark might even be here in a little bit. So that is a lot of organic matter right there. Is that good enough, boss?
That's good.
That's good, but is it good enough?
Well, let's see.
You're exacting standards.
That's pretty good. That's the problem.
Okay.
What we can do is
I passed. We can do it. What now?
So now we're moving the soil over to the ends.
All right. Oh, there's still some more.
And we'll get some more roots as we move the soil.
So it is a labor-intensive process, but the rewards are great if you do it right.
Okay, now we're going to move this soil on top of this soil.
Oh.
So we get exposed to the proper depth.
I'm feeling a double dig coming on.
Yes.
Woo! These things are sneaky.
go ahead and now double dig. We'll go down another shovel length.
And that right there is the definition of double digging. Dig down the second shovel. Some of you people are saying double digging out there, and it bugs me every time I see you single dig. Come on, people. Let's get with the program here. All right. Gonna pass, boss?
Passes. Spectacular. Now we're ready to do another shovel length of the mint.
Okay.
So we'll start it.
I'll let you start that end. I'll come down this end.
Put the new spadeful in your trench.
Oh, in the trench. Yep, you're right. You see how he makes me work, right? I don't show up unless I want to make a video, and now he's making me work for it.
Cecil B. DeMille of videos.
Cecil B. DeMille, huh? I know a few of you know who that is. We've got some viewers at that age.
All right, we'll now go through the clods that we have loosened, and we'll get the mint and the other roots of present.
I have some roots right here. I need to come over. There he is. This is my good friend Mark that rescued me from the attic the other day. I just got called Cecil B. DeMille. I don't know.
I'm loving your little humor there in there.
Good morning, Mark.
How are you, sir?
Do y'all know each other?
We've met.
I'm bad with names.
This is Richard.
Richard, the gardener dude.
Gardener dude. He's
Okay, gotcha.
all over town doing gardener stuff.
Gotcha.
All the time.
So I'm surprised you have energy for this, man, after all the crawling up in the attic. Basically lived up there 2 days.
Yeah. I'm suffering.
Yeah, I'm sure you're feeling muscles you didn't know you had for a while.
A lot of y'all already know I'm doing a lot of renovation at the house. Here's a little clip of a few of the excitements that this guy actually rescued me from. Stick your head in here and say hi.
Hello,
There you
everybody.
go. We got cousin No Tie Mark here, of course. Still underdressed. But he actually rescued me from getting stuck in the attic. He had to talk me down.
And let me tell you, folks, he was wedged in there. You had no room. Well, you got it done. You cut all the hole and everything. Looked
Mrs.
good.
Bowtie was traumatized. Ooh, look at this. What is this thing? It just came out of it's just molting.
What's it going to be, I wonder?
Is that a grub? Trying to get out of that casing?
Oh, it looks like it.
Yeah,
It's just now coming out.
Yep.
just coming out. I'm gonna help him out.
There you go.
There we go.
That quick?
Oh, nope, he's still stuck in it. There you go. No, it's my shovel. What do you want done with the grub?
Put it back in the soil.
Okay. He wants it in the soil.
So what are we planting today?
We're actually taking care of mint up here.
Oh, okay.
So this is mint. We're doing something called double digging, and I am falling down on the job here. I am doing the very
double dig another trench here.
I am doing the very typical host job. Ooh, found another mint piece.
More talking than digging.
Way too much talking.
You know, I'm gonna have to go and buy a bow tie, just one that I could put around my neck whenever I come visit.
I got a clip-on for you.
Well, it needs to be something that would I could wear with a t-shirt.
Well, yeah, clip-on.
Would a clip-on do it, or would it end up?
It kind of wraps around and.
Yeah. Convert cousin bow tie mark. Nope tie mark.
Yeah. That was Jim. If you're watching this, I know you will be. That was your idea. My friend Jim. He's the one that came up with cousin no tie mark.
Ah, okay.
All
Well,
right.
thank you.
Oh, there's another one. Look at there.
Oh yeah,
Full-size grub.
that's a sign of good
So-
soil, isn't it?
Richard, you don't mind the grubs in your soil. Why is that?
Just some of the organic matter that we leave in it.
Are we ready to pull all the way back?
Yes.
So you like organic matter. Why is organic matter so important?
Well, because of the biological life that's in the soil. You know, you don't want a stale soil. You want biologically active soil.
Right?
And all this organic matter that we have been putting in, the compost.
Incidentally, they've been putting in compost from the horse bedding place, the equestrian center, same equestrian center. In fact, this is the place where I get compost for, and I've heard the compost is available. The tractor is running.
How often do you have to go there?
Well, typically once a year, but I go get several loads. And because this might be the last year here, having it locally here, I may get like 10 more loads.
What's going on with that?
They're moving.
Oh,
All right.
like out of Justin?
Yes.
All right, Dave, we're ready to start another row.
Cecil B. DeMille doesn't get good treatment when he's on a job site.
No respect, right?
No respect. Wait, that's the wrong guy.
So how's Mrs. Bowtie liking the progress?
Oh, Mrs. Bowtie's loving it.
Good.
We had the whole drama moving that vent, but now the vent is moved. It looks beautiful in there. She's ecstatic about that. Whew, did I hit it? Uh-oh. Irrigation head. Yep. A brick. Do we want a brick in here?
Not really.
That's not organic.
All right. We're still
How did
uncovering.
how did that stay in here all these years?
Some
Still
past,
uncovering.
some past garden thing.
Oh,
Years back.
we found big chunks of brick in here. All right.
How long is this church been?
70s, I think.
Nope. Something else here.
There might be an irrigation pipe.
Yeah,
That's a pipe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't dig that.
irrigation pipe that runs.
No, that's going to run right around.
Yep.
Okay. So we got another.
So now we're gonna
Put it back in the thing.
Well, we got to pull the roots out first, don't we? Or no, you want it in the trench?
Well, you can always put the last shovelful on top.
Yeah.
Also, it just depends on how you like to do it.
Well, Richard is very organized in everything he does. He has government training for that.
I think we finally turned the corner with winter.
Yes, most definitely.
Good.
Most definitely.
They kept
What
trying to
we
come
can
back.
do is now get the soil out for the double dig.
Oh, okay. I wanted to get rid of my footprints in there because I walked in the bed. There we go. Folks, I've always said I'm an amateur. Oh, see, now we put this back in, Suzanne, didn't we? The camera is back on. I'm not gonna get much around this irrigation pipe, are we? Woo! Big old drop.
Okay, we're ready for another double dig.
How am I further back than you?
More efficient.
I'm more efficient?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
You heard it here first, people.
You can document it.
Oh, see, I'm not supposed to throw that there.
Oh, maybe you're not as efficient.
He's calling you out, man.
He is. Well, see, that's why I like having people like Richard on, because they will call me out. People that watch all my videos know that I am an amateur. Do me a favor and turn that camera this way just a little bit.
This way?
Yeah, just a little. A little more, a little more. There you go, right there.
You guys are center pretty much now.
Yep. So folks, that double dig is important because some of these plants put down a tap root. They're reaching for more water. You got to get all the way down to that tap root. Am I close?
Yes.
All right, Mark. Get you some airtime here. Where'd Luke go? Oh, he's back here. So Richard, how far do you plan on going with this?
All the way to the sign.
All the way to the
All
sign?
the way to the sign. We need to get all this migrating mint out for the spring.
Otherwise, it'll just grow and grow.
It keeps migrating.
Well,
And we have a planting here for the springtime. So we're just getting this ready. Part of the getting ready is getting rid of the mint. In the future, what we want to do is control this mint. And what we do now, every week, we come to the boundary of our bed. And we go down the depth of one shovel, and we cut all those roots that are attempting to migrate into the bed. Every week.
now Richard is our master gardener here. You were a master gardener, weren't you? Or were you not?
Not formally, no.
No, okay, sorry. Not master gardener, formally recognized, but he's our gardener dude.
Formerly a gardener dude. Or
Presently
gardener dude.
still a gardener dude.
Gardener dude.
Exactly. Okay, you can see, because of our soil condition, we can get down one shovel depth, and we'll get those roots that are attempting to migrate into our new bed.
Now, just so y'all,
Isn't a gardener. Obviously, my thought was for a railroad tie or something here, but that doesn't do anything to the roots, which are going to go right underneath and pop back up.
they would just grow underneath, exactly. Now, something that's not visible here, folks, is from about here all the way up to that front border. We dug this whole area out about 18 inches down.
Yes.
And there is some of that DeWitt landscape fabric that I use in my garden all the way under here to keep the tree roots out. We have a big tree right over us, back behind us to the left, that likes to grow roots in here. So he's talking about keeping this soil conditioned. That was one of the first steps we did to getting this area ready for these beds.
One more time, Dan, what tree roots out?
We dug down 18 inches, almost 2 feet actually, and put down a really heavy-duty commercial landscape fabric.
Oh, okay.
And it's a woven landscape fabric, heavy duty. For those of you online, it's the DeWitt Sunbelt fabric. There's a link to it in the description below on Amazon. You can order it yourself. It comes in we buy it in a 300 foot by 6 foot roll, and it is fairly efficient to buy it in that size. I've been working on the same roll, my second roll, in 4 years. I've got about halfway through my second roll. So gardener dude Richard here is making us all look bad, which is not unusual. While he's doing that, we're going to come around here to the other side and hear comments from the peanut gallery. Do you mind being on camera?
No.
Okay. Hear comments from the other side over here. This is my friend Luke. Luke, tell us briefly about yourself.
I'm a retired doctor. My flower garden doesn't talk back to me. So it's a nice quiet occupation. It's peaceful.
Now Luke does help me in my handyman jobs on occasion.
Yeah, when you allow me.
I like having medical staff. Oh, Luke, this is Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Luke.
Mark, this is Luke.
It's good.
Ear fist bump.
But yeah, so we are doing the same thing over here, and you know, I try to slack off and go over here and take another video, but gardener dude Richard over here just keeps right on going like a Energizer bunny.
That's right.
What keeps you so young, Richard?
Gardening.
Is that it?
That's it.
What about riding your bike?
Keep active. Definitely. Ride a bike about 1,000, 1,200 miles a year.
Yeah?
I commute to the gardening here on a bike just to keep active.
And how many other gardens do you help take care of?
5.
5 gardens. So you stay pretty active then.
Exactly.
You doing any NASCAR racing lately?
No, but every time I have my annual physical with my doctor, he just says one thing: keep doing what you're doing.
There you go.
Keep gardening, keep moving.
There you go.
So, gotta adhere to the doctor.
Absolutely, that's doctor's orders. Not this doctor either, it's another doctor. This doctor can't give orders anymore.
He's retired. He's moved on to another total career.
All right.
Those flower beds look nice.
So that is the crew. Mark and I are going to go over here and look at the some of the other garden beds real quick, because Richard does an amazing job with these. He's the man who plans all this, selects the flowers that goes in. He even selected the mint that went in. We're going to have him analyzed for insanity some point.
What kind of mint?
I think it's spearmint. Or did you have another thought on that?
No, we're just getting ready for spring, and Luke and I and some of the other fellows have been preparing the beds, and getting this mint out is one of our big projects for our spring planting. So we're pretty well on schedule. We're going to be finished with this mint next couple of days.
Why don't you tell us what kind of flowers we have over here?
Well, these are all winter flowers.
Right?
All the flowers you see in all these beds, we have 14 beds here. All the flowers that you see now are cool weather flowers, and some are perennials, some are annuals. These are just violas. The yellow are snapdragons.
The snapdragons are amazing. Here's a couple of pictures. Who took the pictures again?
Julie.
Oh, okay. Daughter of one of our elders took. Here's some extra pictures of the snapdragons. And what are those orange ones over there?
Those are
Snapdragons as well? Wow.
And they were planted back in October, and they're still blooming. They'll bloom until June, hopefully.
That's amazing.
But we have had so many compliments from the community with regard to these snapdragons. The yellow and the orange is very vibrant colors, very visible from the street and across the street.
Is this the first year you had the snapdragons?
No, we have them every every winter.
They look a whole lot better before the heavy rains.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting on Jolie's pictures on the screen as well, so you'll be able to see the good look.
So Dave, we have people that are just traveling in their cars. They will stop and just yell when we're working in there. Keep up the good work. We love your flowers. The other day I was out here working in these front beds. I must have got about 8 people passing by, stopping and making comments. See, just like this. So we are part of the community.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people appreciate us and all the work that we do out here. So it makes the whole community more beautiful.
Are you still working with any of the other churches along here?
Baptist Church.
Okay. Baptist Church is across the street.
We'll start in the spring. We help them plant.
How about the Catholic Church up there?
I haven't been back
Okay.
this year yet.
Okay.
And when it gets really hot in June, these will just kind of wilt away.
Yes. And then we put in our summer flowers.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And our summer flowers are coming from our nursery in Georgia. They'll be here this week, so some of these winter flowers will come out and we'll start planting spring flowers.
Okay.
That's why we're getting these beds ready and getting all this mint out.
Okay.
Get ready for planting.
So, cousin No Tie Mark, what is it you're holding here?
Cistern?
Sifter.
Sifter. So the dirt goes in here.
Yeah.
And the debris stays on this side.
That's
So
right.
You got clean debris.
You lay this on a wheelbarrow. This is about the size of our wheelbarrow. Now we did do some reinforcement on this. It'll lay like this. You just shovel the dirt in there and kind of move it back and forth. Now I just want to show you how this is built. It's not anything complicated. I actually used pocket screws because I like pocket screws and I'm a handyman and I overbuild everything. I also put in some wire here with some staples to kind of give it a little more strength in the back.
And this is just chicken wire, right?
And it's just a, well, it's not, it's a 1/4 inch mesh, landscape mesh. So 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch probably. I don't know. What is that, people? You guys know better than me. I'm just a dummy. And there's Richard making us all look bad again.
He never stops. He is the Energizer Bunny.
So I just wanted to show you all what I mean by the sifter. And we will, I've talked about using one of these. It's a good way to take out roots, but someone like Richard's a torture man and wants to make everybody double dig.
Double dig is the key. Key to root
Double deep.
control.
Yep.
Double dig.
So what do you think? Has that ever worked for you? It's a lot of work and it's very labor intensive. Can you believe how big that bed is? Well, we've done this before and dug out other stuff, other invasive things out of that exact same bed as I told you in that segment. This is another one of my mints. This is a chocolate mint and it's right here in the middle of my pollinator beds and it actually does a really good job of keeping the squirrels out of this area. Now you see it's a really big plant, or there's a lot to it, and it does a great job of just keeping the smell in this area. You can always smell it when you're walking into this area of the gardens. So I like mint for all kinds of good reasons. Squirrels, that's one of them. Someone actually said javelinas can be kept away by mint. I did not know that. I would love to see some study on that. Let's talk about another method to getting rid of mint. These next 2 points are going to be a lot shorter. We're not going to do the whole thing, but I do want to just talk briefly about smothering the mint. And what we can do is we put a thick layer of cardboard or newspaper directly over the mint patch. Now I do recommend cutting it back before you do this, but what we use is we have this double wall corrugated board that we get from Lowe's shipping department for free. They actually use this in their trucks when they're shipping stuff in. And it's thick, it's heavy, and by the time you cover a patch with this stuff, everything is dead. Now, you want to cover it over with some mulch like you can see here in this video, and that just does a really good job, number one, of smothering anything under it. Now, number two, you might wonder, well, what about the cardboard? The cardboard is there, you're polluting the environment. Well, corrugated is made with the cheapest materials, which means raw wood, raw recycled cardboard, and it is actually good for the garden. It creates a lot of good brown material and the worms will start smelling it through the soil, and they will come up and start eating this. They'll make beds in the corners of it, and it's actually a wonderful thing for the garden. We did this here in our garden. We smothered tons and tons of weeds that we didn't even cut back. We just smothered them. And that was all we did. Now, another alternative is to use some kind of black plastic or tarp to completely block out the light. Leave it for an entire growing season. This method takes time, but it can be very effective. Now, it may not be 100%. You can see here when we pulled back this tarp that there's still stuff growing under here even after 6 months of being in this condition. And so this is a good way to do it. The longer you leave it, the more solid it will be, but it's not nearly as much work as the first step we showed. Now, another method that people use for this is solarization. And you probably heard in the first segment Richard say he hadn't had a lot of success with solarization. So here's another victim of our punch gardening. Remember this one? By the way, someone asked about the irrigation, the sprinkler head that's underneath here. It's a broken sprinkler head. I just thought it'd be fun to stick in there for a tag holder. So if you're in a warm, sunny area, you might want to try solarization. Now, solarization involves first wetting the bed and then covering it over with plastic. Now, if you're planning on tilling the bed, I would do that. I would till the bed before you cover it with the plastic. But plastic, just like this right here, not like this, but take a roll of plastic and spread it out to cover the whole area you're solarizing. You will want to seal the edges with bricks all the way around, maybe pieces of wood. Somehow get that thing closed up. And here's the neat thing about it. It's got some moisture in there, right? First off, any bugs and pests will be killed. Bear in mind, also, you will be killing off any biome, any beneficial stuff in there as well. So you can replenish that by putting a thin coat of compost on top of the area when you're done. But when we're going in here and covering that area, first thing that's going to happen is all the little weed seeds that are in there are going to try to germinate. But you know what? That sun is going to come out that's beating on me right now. It's going to heat it up. It's going to boil the air in there. It's all sealed. It's going to kill everything. Those newly germinated seeds of the weeds that are still in there, everything is going to be gone. And so this takes, they say, 4 to 6 weeks. If it were me, I would leave it 2 or 3 months. But it will clear everything out of that bed is what I understand. Now, I have not done it that particular way yet. We might have to do an experiment with this piece of plastic right here one day with one of our raised beds when we're getting done with the season to see if we can solarize a section of bed and actually kill all the weeds in an area. That would be fun to do, wouldn't it? And hey, if you're finding this at all useful, please hit the thumbs up button on this video and share it with a friend that might need some help with their garden. It really helps the channel, and hey, let me know in the comments if there's something you would like to see in our videos that we make. We do create a lot of videos. We've been doing this for a number of years now, and we're so excited that you're along in our garden, enjoying the journey. Now, as you know, there's a ton of reasons to love mint, and I love mint. I love mint in all kinds of forms, and one of the biggest things that you can do is to just plant it in a container. You can bury a pot halfway in the ground if you want to. You can use a bottomless bucket or keep it in a raised bed with a root barrier like this grow bag right here. It can't grow out of here. This chocolate mint will only grow so big. I can roll up the sides a little bit if I want to. I can add more soil if I want to. The big point about growing mint is to be sure and contain it because it will get away from you. One of the commenters on the video that I was talking about that got thousands of views so far, someone said, I live in Minnesota and I've had mint in a bed for 15 years and it's spread a whole 25 feet. I think that's amazing. It's a lot colder out there, and that's good use of the weather to figure out how to control something and make it easy to contain, to keep in check. Here in Florida, we're not so lucky. We don't get those freezing temperatures quite every winter, and so we kind of have to go a different tact with it. Most pots and containers can keep mint from taking over a whole garden. Now, the roots do go down at least 6 to 10 inches deep, you heard Richard say in the beginning, and so you want to be sure if you're using an open bottom bucket, make sure it is more than that. A 5-gallon bucket is actually the right size to bury in the ground and contain mint roots. So mint removal takes a little work and a lot of patience, but your garden will thank you. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for a lot more garden tips. Every month we spend time all through the garden. We share garden tours of different parts of our little Florida property and hope to inspire you to grow something in your garden. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for subscribing. Y'all have a blessed day.